Hello. Thanks for stopping by Flea's Bourbon Journey tonight. Tonight I'm coming to you from my living room. You'll notice the background is not the normal green screen, fancy schmancy, just plain old Flea's living room. There's a good chance we'll hear some background noises up here. It's a little less sound insulated, so you're getting it a little more in the rough. Tonight I'm going to bring you my fresh crack first try of Wahoo Distillery Original Wahoo Whiskey, distilled from locally grown Nebraska corn. This is batch number 2, bottle number 1528. There is no age statement, nor do I have any research that I've completed. I know that it is a relatively new distillery. It's a relatively new product. Comes in at 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. And we're not going to waste time. We're going to get into what we think. You'll see sitting on the table with me is a 1.75 liter bottle of Eagle Rare. Now, Eagle Rare by itself, kind of tough to find in Iowa and Nebraska with any frequency, just because we're so low on the list for the states that get allocations. The states that are in the top 20 or so, they get more of the product, so it's easier to find on their shelves. This is a special bottle though. This is a hand-picked barrel of Eagle Rare from Spirits and Things in Omaha. And there's a nifty little label that Nick and his crew came up with. There are 40 rules all Shroot boys must learn before the age of 5. Number 17, don't turn your back on bears, men you have wronged, or the dominant turkey during mating season. And number 18, don't flip bottles. I thought that was pretty neat of Nick to include that on the back of their bottle. He only had 10 of these bottles from that barrel that were offered to the public, and I made sure I staked my claim early before the release time. As an additional little reward, Nick gave the first 10 of us in line this nifty little Jägermeister flask. Anyway, back to Wahoo Distillery Original Wahoo Whiskey. Now, I have no idea what the mash bill is. I have no idea how long this was aged. I just know it's made with corn grown in Nebraska. Let's see what the nose thinks. Okay, that's very confusing. There's an overlying aroma of the corn. Sounds like the neighbors are leaving. But there's a very strong secondary aroma that's almost like peanut butter. I've never had a peanut butter aroma on a whiskey that I can recall. And then there's a very strong undertone of wood. I don't know that I would necessarily identify it as oak, as in other traditional whiskeys and bourbons I've tried, but let's see what the palate thinks. It starts out sweet, almost like it had a wheated mash bill, but I don't know that. There's a very pronounced corn but it's not, it's like a fresh made corn tortilla kind of flavor. Toasted corn almost. Pretty good. Pretty good on the palate. Okay. It has a very strong earthen. I don't know what the right word is to describe it. It's not, it doesn't taste like dirt. That's not what I mean when I say earthen. It has a, I can't think of the name of that word. I guess earthy would be appropriate. Almost like almost like a malted barley would have. I'm interested to see what the mash bill winds up being on this when I research it. There is a hint of not peanut butter. There's a flavor that reminds me of the roasted peanuts in the shell that you can get at some restaurants, and they let you crack the shells and leave them on the floor and they sweep up after you. That kind of earthy peanut kind of flavor, that aroma as a flavor, if that makes any sense. This is very interesting. I'm very glad that I rolled the dice. This bottle sold locally at Jonesy's, which is down on 16th Avenue in Council Bluffs, Iowa. They had it on their counter after I enjoyed a meal with my bride there. So I inquired about it, and it was only $35 retail. I don't typically spend that much on something I don't know about. This being made locally from the area I live in and have grown up in all my life, I decided to do what I try to do with Gretna Wine and Spirits and Things and Spirit World and Cornhusker Bottle and tobacco and Ken's Kegs. You know, we need to try to support local. If we can make the things that we consume as consumers, we'll see an improvement in the economy in the long run. This one will be coming up. That one will also be a fresh crack first try video in the not too distant future. As for the Wahoo Distillery whiskey, I would say definitely a drinker. On the 3 to 13 scale, bearing in mind that my scale does not yet have some of the high dollar whiskeys and bourbons in it, I would say that in my experience with what I've had in whiskeys and bourbons, I would give this a 7. I would say it's in the bottom half of the bottles I've tried, but I definitely think it was money well spent. Now, if I had the choice between a shelf bottle 750 ml of Eagle Rare or this, no contest for the same price. Definitely the Eagle Rare. But that's a darn fair price for a young distillery that's starting out and trying to get the word out about their product. They're doing something right out in Wahoo. Thanks for stopping by Flea's Bourbon Journey today. I hope that you enjoy your bourbon journey. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that little like icon below. If you know somebody else who might benefit from the video or you think might like it, make sure you share this video. And if you want to see what comes next, maybe this, make sure you subscribe and come back and visit me. Let me know in the comments if you've tried Wahoo Distillery. Let me know in the comments where else you can find it so that others can find it if they're trying to locate this. That's how we network, guys and gals. We do it for each other. Again, thanks for stopping by Flea's Bourbon Journey. Stay safe.